Happy 35th anniversary to The Legend of Zelda is something Nintendo never said. The 35th anniversary for the widely beloved Legend of Zelda franchise has come and gone, and to many people's disappointment, the series production company known as Nintendo, who you may or may not have heard of, stayed silent the entire day, leaving celebrations or recognitions of the series' anniversary up to the fans or even other video game producers. Well, Nintendo clearly just doesn't care anymore, right? I mean, in the words of Mr. Penguin Zero,
and I don't even need to. I think it's pretty clear Nintendo doesn't care for the people that buy their games. In fact, I go a step further and say that they genuinely hate them. I don't think that's a stretch to say. I really don't.
Guess this is the end, guys. GG, we had a good run, but it's over now. Breath of the Wild 2 is canceled. Future Zelda games are canceled. Heck, I'm pretty sure Metroid Prime 4 is canceled at this point. What's that? Shut up. Now, guys, I hope it was obvious that I was being sarcastic just now, but if it wasn't, I was being sarcastic. Nintendo does care and will be moving not only onwards but upwards from this point. If you concentrate on what Nintendo currently has going on, and what they've promised, and what their pattern has been in the past, and crunch a few numbers, the proof is in the pudding. Not only are there some very simple possible reasons for their silence a couple days ago, but there are also big plans in place for The Legend of Zelda. So let me tell you why I think Nintendo quote-unquote forgot about Zelda's anniversary. Reason number one, Mario. More specifically, Mario's 35th anniversary, which included the release of one Super Mario 3D All-Stars. You know, that video game that's actually a collection of 3 video games that was released last year. You see, the game is limited edition, and when is it going to be pulled from all stores, including online? March 31st, 2021. Over a month from now. That's right, until March 31st hits and Super Mario 3D All-Stars is officially pulled from all stores, we're still technically in the celebration timeframe for Mario's 35th anniversary. From a business standpoint, because we do have to remember that Nintendo is a business, and if they don't achieve financial success, we won't be able to experience Nintendo games anymore. It doesn't make much sense to divert attention away from your cash cow, especially when that cash cow is limited edition. Corporations do this all the time. Take McDonald's, for instance. How many times have you heard, "The McRib is back"? Does this mean they aren't also selling the other items on their menu? No, they still are, but what's the first thing you'll see when you drive up to any McDonald's restaurant? The McRib. It's all over their windows, because it's their limited edition seller, and it's the same way with Nintendo and Mario. They have the Super McRib 3D All-Stars and Super McRib 3D World plus Spicy Nuggets as Fury plastered on their website to promote its limited edition sales. The Legend of McDouble might have hit its 35th anniversary recently, but that doesn't change what they're currently promoting. And this is especially true if they know that they have some good Legend of McDouble content coming later in the year, wouldn't you say? Reason number 2, Pokemon.
And it feels so good.
Its 25th anniversary is also this week. Now, let me put something into perspective real quick. Here in our everyday non-Nintendo executive lives, we have what's called fans. Fans of Zelda, fans of Mario, fans of Pokemon, fans of Metroid. What's that? Different people love different franchises more or less than they love others, depending on the person. However, if you look at the franchises from the perspective of the executives from Nintendo, this is absolutely the opposite of the case. You see, they value these franchises numerically, as in by the number of dollars and cents they each are valued at. So here we have 2 game franchises' anniversaries coming up at around the same time. As a company, you want to give each of them special attention and focus on them one at a time. But when 2 pop up really close to each other, which one would an executive of a company decide to focus on first? The more valuable franchise, obviously. And guess what? Pokemon isn't just a little bit more valuable than Zelda. It's about 25 times more valuable. You heard me. 25. Zelda as a franchise is worth about $4 billion, which is huge, but Pokemon, the giant, is worth an overwhelming $100 billion.
And it feels so good.
I mean, it's worth 3 times as much as the Mario franchise, which is valued at about $35 billion. So when you look at their situation, here they have 2 franchises' birthdays popping up at just about the same time, and they're still trying to wrap up the last big franchise's anniversary. So why would they take any of the spotlight away from by far what is their most highly grossing namesake of all time? Especially when that namesake is experiencing its 25th anniversary, which, let's face it, is a much more impactful number than 35. Now, to us, the fans, this can sound just
asinine.
But to the executives, it's necessary. Reason number 3 for their forgetfulness: we the fans. You see, at the end of the day, finances and franchise numbers aside, Nintendo understands that they have a very highly critiqued and highly publicized existence. I mean, they just do, because of us. We tend to overanalyze every little thing they put out there, especially Zelda fans. I mean, here we are nearly 2 years later, still making theories on the minute-and-a-half Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, am I right? Any fan of Nintendo games worth their salt has to admit that we would read way too far into any celebration post about Zelda. I mean, they could have said something as simple as, hey, thank you for 35 years, and we'd have thousands of people trying to look for a secret message, or thousands of comments saying, wow, Nintendo really no new trailer, or wow, Nintendo really just a post, or Nintendo clearly doesn't care about their fans anymore. When in reality, they know we're expecting that stuff, and they just don't have enough for a new trailer, and they don't want to disappoint people. Or they simply want to focus on the franchise greater at a later point in the year. It sucks to admit, but I would definitely be in that group, disappointed that I didn't see exactly what I wanted to see. And the only real way to not disappoint anyone with the details is to not provide any details at all. Clearly, this will still disappoint people, of course, but what it won't do is mislead anyone's already volatile expectations further. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but maybe this will help you think about what the effects will be in the long run before going on your next anti-Nintendo rant. Or not, that's fine, you do what you want, rant about who you want, that's fine. Now, the final reason, and the most legitimate reason, is probably because of their future plans for Zelda. As I mentioned before, there are several reasons to believe this. If we remember what was covered in the recent Nintendo Direct regarding Zelda, they opened up by saying we have Breath of the Wild 2 news confirmed coming later this year. Now listen, at this point, anyone who's anyone in the gaming world knows about Breath of the Wild and knows about its sequel. And for the first time since its original trailer in June 2019, we have a confirmed expectation about the game. Think about that. That's a pretty huge reason to hold off any big announcements or news. They'll probably want to do it all together, and it'll still be 2021, which is still Zelda's 35th anniversary year, by the way. And on top of that, we actually do have a Zelda-related date to look forward to in 2021. Skyward Sword HD releases on July 16th. They've definitely been fans in the past of summer game announcements, so I don't know about you, but come July, I'm gonna have my ears open. And before I end this video, remember, the anniversary for Breath of the Wild is also next Wednesday, when it will turn 4 years old. This is a minor point, and I'm not saying get hyped for a for sure announcement on that day, but I'm just putting the possibility out there. Anyway, I hope this helped with everyone's disappointments or confusions, and if you enjoyed this real-life theory video of mine, leave a like below so we can get this speech sent out to other Nintendo fans out there, and hope to help the hype for just a little bit longer. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for much more Nintendo content to come. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. This is MaskedNintendoBandit signing out. Peace!